Call this meeting to order. If you'll stand with me, we need to remember the Cook family, mainly, and what's going on in the Middle East. Has anybody here got any family that might be in danger over there? Which is any service members over there that's might be in danger? That's good, but I know there's a lot of folks over there. Just remember all those people. Remember each other, and just bow with me in a moment of silence. Have a pledge. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Call roll, please.
Miss Brown.
Here.
Mr. Graver.
Here.
Mr. Robinson.
Here.
Mr. Walker.
Here.
Mr. Long.
Here.
Miss Cruz. Here.
We're going to juggle the agenda just a little bit and move to.
Let's see what we need to do. All right, Mr. Chairman, I propose to for some constraints of time to get some individuals where they need to be, that I make a motion that we, at this point, do approval of the agenda, adding the addendum number 2 item to occur after the discussion and approval of the Director of Schools contract, and then back up and pick back up with the recognitions of visitors and delegates, and then move forward on the agenda.
Okay. Does everybody get that? Need a second?
I'll second it.
Any discussion? Call roll, please.
Miss Brown.
Yes.
Mr. Graver.
Yes.
Mr. Robinson.
Yes.
Mr. Walker.
Yes.
Mr. Long.
Yes.
So then we'll go to this one next.
Okay. Item number 5. Approve the Director of Schools contract and authorize the Executive Committee to negotiate the new contract. We had a work session and looked at this, and we discussed it in the work session, so we need to go ahead and finalize that discussion.
I make a motion we do 3 years.
You have a motion on the floor for 3 years, for a 3-year contract.
And I'll second that.
Motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Call roll, please.
Miss Brown.
Yes.
Mr. Graver.
No.
Mr. Robinson.
Yes.
Mr. Walker.
Yes.
Mr. Long.
No.
Thank you.
Motion passed, 3-2. Drop back up to
Now we go over and pick up the addendum.
the addendum,
Number 2.
Item number 2, approval of Hometown Service Coalition to proceed with fundraising process that would go towards the enhancement of the Mountain City Little League field. No school funds will be needed, and Jamie Roberts will be presenting.
And we appreciate you moving this up. He came to us with this today, and he sort of needs a fast approval so they can start working on this. It's a really exciting enhancement to the Mountain City Elementary Little League field. So I know that you all will definitely, I do think you'll approve this, but he said, can I come present? And I said, well, it's too late to get on the agenda, but we have an addendum. He said, but I have a board meeting at 7. And I said, well, we'll get you moved up. So that's why we needed to move up.
Jamie?
Well, I do appreciate you all. Thank you all so much. Thank you for getting me on the agenda. And so at this moment, I've got the Hometown Service Coalition hat on right now. And so, but we do appreciate you all. Thank you for all you do. I know y'all had a plate full. Weather's been crazy. So We appreciate all the school board's done. So anyway, of course, on behalf of Hometown Service Coalition, that's no stranger to the county now. Of course, the organization was formed, has been doing great things, raising money each year for projects that's always been beneficial to the community and to the people. And so once again, it is now time for us to gather and start getting together for this year's proposal, our projects. And so with that being said, brings me to why I'm here today. I'm an avid sports person, avid Johnson County fan. I think I'm entering my 21st season coaching Little League. I love kids, love baseball, and so when the opportunity arose, we gathered as a committee, we were looking at projects. I thought of this one very quickly, and I can explain the Mountain City Elementary field down here. That's always was my favorite coaching. It's convenient, it's simple, simplicity, parking's well. It's a great location, and of course, due to water drainage issues, not drainage, water issues, groundwater issues, let's call it groundwater issues. The field has slowly but surely now holds water pretty much all the time in left field. Home plate, the pitcher's mound became puddles. So with that being said, kind of over the years, it's become not idea to have that field in play anymore for not just Little League, but just in general. So it's a great place. It's a beautiful facility. So my proposition here that we were wanting to propose to the board to allow us to go along with the new fence. You all put a new fence in last year that looks great. Love that new fence, love the pole light there. That's a great job. So with that being said, we want to present this opportunity, this project here before the board to see if we could get your blessings and approval for this project, which consists of, pretty much if I had to name it, I would name it revitalizing and making enhancements to the current field down there. First thing would be drain the water. That's not a huge project, but that water needs to be dealt with, and so we've actually met with some professionals that's looked at that to drain the water off, get it away from the field. That's the number one cause that needs to be done down there. So then second would be the infield. It would be a complete new infield. So we would they would dig it up, bring it in, put a new infield down. It would be a dirt infield, sand infield. The same company that did the Ralph Stout Park or the Cunningham Park would be the same ones looking at doing this one, which would be great, be beautiful. So pretty much rebuilding the infield. New bases. That's the new magnetic bases. Those are a great thing now. That's a safety feature. So if a kid slides into it or jumps into the base, it will give and break away. So didn't realize they were $2,500, but anyway. But yeah, the magnetic bases. So we can bring that up. Scoreboard. We would like to purchase a new scoreboard to be put up in right field. Of course, the old scoreboard stood there for many years. The electricity's already ran out through that, so we would like to purchase and put up a new scoreboard. I think it's 8x4, so it's not a huge one, close to the size it was there. It was 8x4. Purchase a new set of small aluminum benches. So they're portable, they're movable, they're not like built permanently. They can be slid and moved 3 steps high, so not a ton, kind of like the ones at Ralph Stout Park. We would like to purchase a set of those on each side, put those on each side, and assist with any materials needed to finish putting the roof on the dugouts, just in case it starts to rain or drizzle. Little League games don't exactly stop for rain, drizzle, so that would be good for the dugouts. And then lastly, we would like to purchase one of the fancy portable restroom facilities. They're getting very popular. People are putting them. We put one down at Butler Park. The racetracks are getting them. They're very nice. They are portable. Now this would be something that would be put out. We spoke with Dustin earlier. It would be out next to the storage building out in right field, away from the school and pretty much the far right corner of the property. This would be donated to Little League, so it would be Little League's sole responsibility for everything on that. The school board would not have anything to do with that portable restroom facility. That will be solely the school or the Little League's responsibility to lock that, open that, clean it, take complete care of that. We're estimating this project. That's what took me so long to get here. I've been waiting on these estimates because we obviously didn't want to commit to something that we couldn't get approval for and do. So I finally got the final approval in. This project's going to exceed $30,000. It's going to be that, maybe a little bit more, hopefully a little bit less, but it's going to be all over the $30,000 mark or more. We've already met with Ms. Simcox, Mr. Henley, Mr. Crumley. Of course, we've brought in the principals and the assistants to make sure everyone was on board with this. Everybody seems to be in agreement. And if we're approved for this, we will be working closely with Mr. Henley and Mr. Crumley. Obviously, the whole project, they would be hands-on as well. You know, we would do anything we can do as far as what they think. The project, if approved, it would be done after school's out this summer. Of course, we're getting ready to start our fundraiser this year. We're gonna gather these funds, raise our funds. We're gonna have our big community day. And then, after that, we will have the funds in place to proceed. And so the project will take place after the kids are out of school. So it will not be an immediate thing. We will have the summer to take care of that. This will be 100% no cost to the school system. We wanna do this as our project. If y'all will let us, we will take full financial responsibility for the entire project. All that we would ask in return, if possible, if we could get maybe a recognition plaque put up and put our name on the scoreboard out there, underneath the scoreboard, we can put our name out there, Hometown Service Coalition. So simple, willing to do whatever you all will have us to do, but that's what we would like to ask permission for. Of course, I will answer any questions. I've been neck deep in this thing for 2 weeks now, so anyway, I will do my best to answer any questions or at least find them out for sure.
How close to regulation is it gonna be?
It will be regulation Little League field.
Okay.
Now, Little League, that's a fine line. Little League and softball, we're talking Little League softball, not adult softball,
Right.
not that. So it'll be the same regulation as Ralph Stout Park, or Cunningham Park, the same as the adult, or the middle school and high school softball field. It will be that regulation. It will
Okay.
be for, obviously, little kids' use, only Little League kids, Little League,
Right.
you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anybody else have any questions?
Would you be opposed if we had a travel team practice on it and maybe have a few games?
So this is definitely, once we do this, we're gonna do it, pay for it. It's still 100% the school board. We have no jurisdiction over anything like that. We're just taking this with the school board's blessing. We're going to revitalize it, redo it, but it's still 100% turned back over to the school system. So we're just wanting to give it a facelift.
I'm not opposed to their name putting on the sign either.
Nope,
No.
same here.
I'm sure,
I think that's a great asset for Johnson County.
Somebody throw it out there.
Well, I make a motion that we give Hometown Service Coalition the green light to start their fundraising process to do these enhancements of the Mountain City Little League field.
And I will happily second that.
And I will third it.
Any further discussion? Call roll, please.
Ms. Brown?
Yes.
Mr. Graver?
Yes.
Mr. Robinson?
Yes.
Mr. Walker?
Yes.
Mr. Long?
Yes. Now we're going back to number 3.
Now we go back to number 3.
All right, now we're back on track.
Jamie.
Thank you, Jamie.
Thank y'all.
Item number 3, recognition of visitors or delegation participation. TCAT. Y'all are up.
So normally Dr. Richard Church would be here to present this award to Johnson County High School. He sends his regrets, and I certainly cannot fill his shoes. However, as he is lovingly known here, Richie, he does regret not being able to be here. He was double booked tonight. So I'm Gwen Widener. I'm the dual enrollment coordinator at TCAT. This is Patricia Henderson, and we have the pleasure of presenting the gold level partnership to Johnson County High School for the number of students that are participating. So your student body has 30% of the total student body participating in TCAT dual enrollment, which is obviously the highest percentage that we have out of all 16 high schools in our area, so that's significant. What makes up that 30%, we have 23 students of your students that are participating in the Administrative Office Technology Program. We have 37 of your students that are participating in Automotive Technology, 6 in Building Construction, 35 in Criminal Justice, 8 in Industrial Electricity, 9 in Off-Road Diesel during the day, 12 in millwright, 12 in medical assisting, and also 9 students in the evening class doing off-road diesel at the facility here. So that makes up a total of 168 of your total student body. We also try to give back to these programs, and we have been able to give back $10,900 to these programs as a whole total. So congratulations, and I certainly enjoy my job, but the best part of my job is being able to see the students get to explore their career paths that they possibly can have, and also keep all of their pathways open. All of this is possible because of your students, as well as Dr. Simcox, Herbie Adams, and the entire Johnson County Board of Education. Congratulations, and we have the banner to present to you for that gold level honor. If you want to come down, Dr. Simcox. I'm gonna leave
Herbie,
you and Herbie.
come on up.
We value your all's partnership. They are great partners for us. They do wonderful things for our students.
And the opportunity they provide.
We're gonna put up a green screen or something.
She does not like being in those photos. There's Karen's rolling away from it to get out of the photo.
Tell Rob to start focusing the camera.
On you.
Yeah.
The whole meeting.
Actually, ask him to see if he heard that. Sorry, we're having a side discussion up here.
We're back here being pranksters.
Yeah, we're being pranksters.
Karen's gonna take us out.
All right. Along with that, we have
Ours.
Counselor.
Yes, I wanted to recognize, we've recognized, all the schools had a chance to recognize, and I thought, I want to pick a group to recognize. So I picked our AIRS scholars. This is our first year with AIRS, and we are so excited to have them. So I'm going to ask them to come on down. So we have Tristan Hill, Brittany Evans, and Taylor Shanks. Can't remember Taylor's last name. They are not employees of the Johnson County School System. They are employed by the AIRS Foundation, but they do such a fabulous job. And I just put a few things up here that that they have done in the 1 year that they've been here with us. Right now, we've had 94% of our seniors fill out their Tennessee Promise application. The FAFSA completion is 97.7%. That is a 27.8% increase from last year. These three wonderful people work with our seniors, and not only do they work with them in our senior year, they work with them all the way through college. I know Unicoi has this program, and it's just phenomenal, and y'all are doing a phenomenal job, and I just wanted to recognize you. So thank you for everything you do. We are so excited to have this program. This sort of is like Gear Up on steroids. The best way to describe it. So we're very fortunate and blessed to have the AIRS Foundation in our school system. So thank you all for everything you do. Can we get a picture? Thanks. Thank you, Tristan.
Just as a side note, I'm just curious, that 97.7% FAFSA completion, how does that stack up with like other high schools in the region?
Oh, I'm sure. Brittany can probably answer that. The FAFSA completion, how does that stack up with others? I'm sure it's way.
I think the state is around 60-something right now.
Mm-hmm.
It's about 67, so we're really above.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah. They work very hard.
Parents Coalition.
Yeah. So we had our virtual meeting this month, and it went really well. Parents brought up quite a few actually suggestions that Dr. Simcox and I went over. A couple of the highlights, they gave really positive feedback for our freshman orientation and some ideas to bring for next year. They asked for the possibility of creating one common platform for communication between all schools. So right now we've got different like dojo and that sort of thing. I'm not sure what they have for the middle school, but having just one to make it easier on parents with kids in middle school, elementary school, and high school, just something that they've asked. They brought questions and ideas up about academic accountability and improving our overall school grades, which Dr. Simcox and I went over, and thank you for that. And then interest in expanding our after-school tutoring, which I'm going to work on and see what we can do there for them. And then the other thing that I had to talk to you guys about is the third grade retention. So as you guys know, Chad and I were scheduled to go to Nashville on the 17th. That is now canceled. And the third grade retention for this year has been tabled. It is a challenge, and I hope by now you guys understand that I don't back away from a fight. So it is a challenge I willingly accept for next year. That's it. Unless you guys have questions on that.
The pushback amongst the legislature has been impressive as far as that, but I think they're gonna move it to summer study.
We're gonna do a summer study on it, and then we're going to get parents more involved. We're gonna have Timothy Hill and Rusty Crow come up for a session. I'd like to invite you with us and a couple of the teachers and administrators just to talk about what we can skim out of this, what we can put into it, and what parents and administrators and teachers are wanting from this bill.
I would also invite Renee Jones.
Oh,
She's
yeah.
the representative for the Carter New Course. She is a
Whoever you
friend of
wanna
public
invite, go ahead.
education, and she does a lot for us in Johnson
I've got a
County.
couple of people in Washington coming up too, so it's gonna be a little bit bigger than
Yeah,
what they're expecting, I hope.
yeah.
They were just afraid Chad was coming down. They heard and they were like,
And that was it. I've been waiting to get in front of a state or federal committee for 4 years now.
Okay, report from Ms. Cruz.
Alrighty, so happy March, everyone. Now, I thought that it was finally warming up, but seems like this morning that didn't go to plan. I just want to start off by highlighting me and Madeline Long. Sadly, Gavin could not attend, but Madeline Long did have the opportunity to go. So we went down to Nashville for the Student Congress on Policies in Education. The night before, we did have the opportunity to explore Nashville. So we went to the Parthenon, and we were able to go out to eat at Hard Rock Cafe. That was really good. If you're wondering, the mac and cheese is the best because all three of us, Miss Dishman included, did get the mac and cheese there. And then the next day, we just had a bunch of debates where we were able to talk about different policies and just talk about why it is important to be able to advocate for policies in our schools. I want to, first of all, thank the school board for making it possible for allowing us to go. And I also want to have a huge thank you to Miss Dishman for getting us there and back. I think she was here. I don't know. Yes. She got us there and back safely, so we wouldn't be able to go without her. All right, I just wanted to highlight what our FFA has been up to. So on Monday, we did have a chapter visit from the Tennessee FFA state officers. So we did have Katie Litford, who was a senior last year. She did get to come down, and each class got to have a workshop about teamwork. So we did a bunch of games, and they really understood the importance of teamwork, and I'm sure that they'll take what they learned and apply it to their lives. So our robotics, we just want to say a huge congratulations to our robotics team. I keep on seeing them all over social media, and they are doing an amazing job. And they actually left today to go down to Clarksville for the state competition, so we want to wish them a very good luck. So I'm going to highlight some of the, there's many opportunities for you to come out and support our student athletes. So starting off with tennis, they will be having home games on March 13th, 19th, April 2nd, and 7th, and they'll have away games on March 17th, 24th, and 25th. Next is softball. They will be having home games on March 16th, 19th, 20th, 23rd, 30th, 31st, April 2nd, 6th, and 9th, and away games on March 17th, 24th, 26th, and 28th. And then baseball will be having home games on March 13th, 17th, 19th, 20th, 21st, 23rd, 25th, 26th, 30th, and April 6th. And they'll be having away games on March 16th, 24th, 31st, and 2nd. And track and field, they'll be having away games on March 13th, 18th, 26th, April 2nd, and 8th. So there's a lot of opportunities for you to come and see our amazing athletes here at Johnson County. Thank you so much.
What did y'all debate? I always love to ask.
So in my group, we debated, feels like we debated so much. We did get to interview a superintendent, and our main debate was if if high schools should take funding away from the arts program and put it into CTE. That was the main debate that we had.
What was the?
My group, each group got to vote differently for it. My group voted down on it. So.
You were against.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Good job.
thank you. Item number 7, consent agenda. Is there anything on there you'd like to pull off and look at separately? If not, I need a motion to approve.
I'll make that motion that we approve the consent agenda as presented.
Have a second?
I'll second it.
Have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Call roll, please.
Ms. Brown,
Yes.
Mr. Graver,
Yes.
Mr. Robinson,
Yes.
Mr. Walker,
Yes.
Mr. Long.
Yes. Item number 8. Okay.
Would like to recognize our tenure candidates. I know Ms. Wills sent you all their portfolio, their resume information, and I do want to thank Ms. Wills for keeping up with this. This can be a tedious little spreadsheet due to the new requirements with the state law. So I'd like to introduce them. So when I call your name, if y'all will stand, and we highly recommend them for tenure, and I know their principals do too. From central office, we have Elijah Osborne. Johnson County High School, we have Chef Travis Heath in his attire. Johnson County High School, who teaches social studies, we have Miss Ashley Holt. Is Ashley here? Yeah, she is. Johnson County High School, we have Teresa Neiman, who teaches special ed. Johnson County Middle School, we have Bev Gamble, who teaches special ed. Johnson County Middle School, we have April Guy, who teaches ELA. Johnson County Middle School, we have Devin Shaw, who teaches special ed. Alana Smith, we have, who teaches middle school career exploration. She's back with us. She left us for a while. Misty Philippi at Mountain City Elementary teaches 6th grade. Amanda Potter at Mountain City Elementary teaches 4th grade. And Andrea O'Donnell at Run Creek Elementary teaches special ed. And we highly recommend all of these fine teachers for tenure.
Do I hear a motion to approve these candidates for tenure?
I will happily make a motion to approve the candidates for tenure.
I'll second it.
And a second. I don't think this deserves discussion. Call roll, please.
Ms. Brown,
Yes.
Mr. Graver,
Yes.
Mr. Robinson,
Yes.
Mr. Walker,
Yes.
Mr. Long.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Okay. And if you, since you've got your tender, if you want to stay and watch, you can. If you don't need to, you can leave. I mean, really,
See ya.
we won't, our feelings won't be hurt.
Yeah,
They won't take your tenure away.
you've got it at this point. This
Yeah,
is
you
when you
got it.
escape.
I mean, half the crowd's leaving. Hallelujah.
Literally, it's
What's
like,
that?
I said half the crowd's leaving.
Oh, yeah.
it's like,
Like ranch dessert is
Might be a little less nerve-wracking now.
You're welcome.
Thank
thanks,
you.
Travis. Not pay the heat bill. You can
Freezing?
smoke meat in here. It's so hot.
No, I'm freezing too, but I was hot at first.
Item number 9, approve making May 5th, 2026 non-instructional day due to the Johnson County primary.
Yes, we did with our waiver. We ended up, after all was said and done, after missing 23 days, but the waiver that the state allowed us, we did have the flexibility of 5 days that we actually got back into the calendar. But then we had to turn around and use 3 of those when it snowed that weekend. Instead of, we have to be off May the 5th because it is primary and they're voting in our schools. So by law, we have to be out of the schools. So we would like to make that, use one of those days and make that a non-instructional day and let our students and staff be off for that day since we can't be in the buildings.
So after we convert this one, we'll have 1 left.
we'll have one vacation day left for
Okay.
staff, yeah. We've talked a lot of options with the principals, but they don't want to miss any more time if we don't have to, because we've missed so much prior to testing. And then after testing, you have so much going on. And who's to know? I mean, I didn't know that it would do that this morning.
Supposed to do it again Monday.
Yeah, we still may miss a few days for snow. Let's hope not, but we do have one day to play with. If you allow us to make this a day.
We don't have an option.
We
It's
don't.
not.
We don't.
No.
With that being said, I make a motion that we make May 5th a non-instructional day.
Have a motion
I'll second.
and a second. Any further discussion? Call roll, please.
Ms. Brown,
Yes.
Mr. Griever,
Yes.
Mr. Robinson,
Yes.
Mr. Walker,
Yes.
Mr. Long.
Yes. Item number 10, approve the following change to the 26-27 calendar. September 29, full instructional day with parent-teacher conferences, pre-K through 12, being held from 3:30 to 6:30.
Yes, that was something I think parents had requested, was to like to have one at least during the afternoon. So we would like to go ahead and make the change to next year's calendar to make the first one in the fall, which is the one that is most attended, instead of making it a half day with students, a half day for parent-teacher conferences, making it a full instructional day and parent-teacher conferences being that evening.
Okay. Your motion?
I'll make a motion.
Have a motion
I'll second it.
and a second. Any further discussion?
I would just like to say thank you to the district for listening to the parents on that one. That's how it's supposed to work.
That
They
is
got the
how it's supposed to
feedback, and this was very, very nice to see that.
Yes.
We have a motion and a second. Call roll, please.
Ms. Brown,
Yes.
Mr. Griever,
Yes.
Mr. Robinson,
Yes.
Mr. Walker,
Yes.
Mr. Long.
Yes. Item 11, approve the 27-28 school calendar. The attachment we'll have Monday.
And I did post that. This is the one that we had two drafts. This is the one that received 94% of the vote by all employees. There was 227 employees that voted.
Whole lot different.
No, it's not really different at all. We did put in there that the fall parent-teacher conferences would be in the afternoon. We have the fall break, Christmas break. Our calendar's pretty much set from year to year. There's not really a lot of changes. There is, I think there's an election that year. So March the 7th of 28, we'd have no school because it's a presidential primary. I think that's really probably, but we still have our Labor Day, our fall break, our Veterans Day, Thanksgiving, Christmas,
Okay.
Martin Luther King, and President's Day, with the understanding that if we've missed a lot, that those can be taken to help, add back into our days like we did this year.
Okay.
Has us starting school with students August the 2nd of 2027, and our last day would be May the 16th of 2028.
Okay. Your motion?
I'll make a motion that we approve the 27-28 school calendar.
And I will second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Call roll, please.
Ms. Brown,
Yes.
Mr. Griever,
Yes.
Mr. Robinson,
Yes.
Mr. Walker,
Yes.
Mr. Long.
Yes. Item 12, discussion and approval of compound proposal, the amount of $215,285.88 from Mountain City Elementary. Funds will be combined by using the remainder of Head Start funds earmarked for playground equipment, and the remaining amount of $129,607 will be provided for general purpose fund.
And this is one of the items we discussed at Board Retreat, and you all were in agreement to adding that extra amount to help with the remaining funds for the Mountain City
The playground equipment.
playground equipment, which all the other funds come out of Head Start.
And we actually have already approved an amendment to move that money in pending us approving this.
Okay.
You know, and it goes back to our discussion we had at board retreat, that I think that we need to have all three facilities comparable that support Head Start, which is Doe, Mountain City, and Roan Creek. And, you know, and keep in mind that, you know, we do not restrict those playgrounds just to Head Start usage. It's what Head Start pre-K to 2. And I think with that being said, you know, I think we need to put some skin in the game to be able to make Mountain City comparable to that as well.
Okay.
I'm in agreement. That's the highest use of
Facility.
the schools as far as playground equipment and things along those lines. And, you know, pretty much along the same lines of what you're saying, just it needs to be equal at all three of the schools that have that program. So, yeah, I'm fine with this.
Okay. Need a motion? Did you say you had an amendment already to go to the county commission?
Yeah, actually, I'd look back, and it's actually in the general purpose court amendment that we approved earlier. So.
Okay.
I will make a motion to approve the compound proposal in the amount of $215,285.88 with $129,607 coming from general purpose funds.
I'll second it.
We have a motion and a second.
Second.
Any further discussion? Call the roll, please.
Miss Brown,
Yes.
Mr. Griever,
Yes.
Mr. Robinson,
Yes.
Mr. Walker,
Yes.
Mr. Long.
Yes. Item 13, approve the middle college graduates from Northeast State to wear the following cords at graduation. White 60-inch stole can have Northeast State imprinted down one side. Gold 72-inch stole, the top 10% class would have top 10 imprinted on the bottom corner.
And it's amazing to know that not only when we have our high school graduation, we'll have our first graduates from Northeast State with their associate's degree. So this is an exciting graduation year. I'm very excited. As you know, anytime we have new cords, they have to be approved by the board. So this is definitely an honor for those kids to be able to state when they're walking out on the field, I'm a middle college graduate.
Okay. Cool.
It's a fantastic program. They deserve to be celebrated.
That's
They
right.
do.
Make a motion we approve the middle college graduate cords at graduation.
We have a motion
I will second.
and a second. Any further discussion? Call the roll, please.
Miss Brown,
Yes.
Mr. Graver,
Yes.
Mr. Robinson,
Yes.
Mr. Walker,
Yes.
Mr. Long.
Yes.
And just as a side note, if you think about it, graduation is what? Just a little over 2 months away.
Yeah, it's not that
Yeah.
far.
If it ain't snowing.
Yeah.
Item 14. Item 14, approve purchasing 2 air conditioners to be installed on 2 new buses that are being purchased by the county in the amount of $14,590 at $7,295 apiece.
And this is something else we talked about at board retreat in length about the cost of buses with the county.
Just a little bit of explanation for that. We thought the 2 buses would be used more for trips in the summer,
Yes.
ball games in the early fall, and some of these kids are driving around and all the windows down, and I can just imagine after driving a bus as I did for years, it's not fun. So I encourage that, and I recommended that. So anybody else have any?
Kind of like I said at board retreat, I'm not necessarily keen on outfitting the entire fleet with air conditioning, but having a couple of them for long trips and things along those lines. I mean, it's a smart move for the kids, their comfort, chaperones, coaches, whole 9 yards. So I think it's a very good idea to have several of them like that.
Have a motion?
Make a motion to approve the 2 air conditioners for the 2 new buses.
Okay. We have a motion
I'll second it.
and a second. Any further discussion? And this will come from,
General purpose. I
General
believe.
purpose?
GP.
come from GP? Okay, any further discussion? Call roll, please.
Ms. Brown,
Yes.
Mr. Graver,
Yes.
Mr. Robinson,
Yes.
Mr. Walker,
Yes.
Mr. Long.
Yes. Item 15, approve proposal from Streets HVAC in the amount of $89,900 for facility energy upgrades at Laurel Elementary School.
So I'm going to turn this over to Mr. Henley. This is a part of the TVA grant.
Okay.
So last month, we discussed the TVA grant and that we needed to start spending those funds down. This is the first stage of that. Very appreciative of TVA for awarding us the grant and the staff at Laurel Elementary for helping write the grant. And so these HVAC units there will update the fleet, so to speak, there, and also some lighting upgrades in the gym, in the classrooms, and exterior lighting as well. So we had 5 bidders, which we were very happy to have that. You know, the last few times we put out projects, we've kind of struggled sometimes to get folks to bid. And you see the most competitive one there in front of you, so
So
that's
this,
a recommendation.
this will get everything down there?
Yes, sir.
New?
From the recommendation from TVA.
Yeah, so
Yes,
just
sir.
put everything down there. What ain't, well, that's not the question I'm trying to ask. These here will make everything new down there.
It'll allow us to replace what they recommended that we could replace with those funds.
Okay,
There are some other HVAC units there, but they had to meet certain criteria for them to be able to recommend them to be replaced with these funds.
okay. All right. Anybody else have any questions?
No.
All right. You have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the proposal from Streets HVAC LLC in the amount of $89,900 for the energy upgrades at Laurel Elementary.
I'll second
We've got a motion and a second. Have any further discussion? Call roll, please.
Ms. Brown,
Yes.
Mr. Graver,
Yes.
Mr. Robinson,
Yes.
Mr. Walker,
it. Yes.
Mr. Long.
Yes. Where's my other addendum? We got another addendum to the agenda, discussion of the table item, February 10th board meeting regarding telehealth services.
And we talked about this at our work session today in regards to the letter we received. Christy had to leave, but she did a great job of explaining how they've changed some of the things they had originally said a month ago. So this was tabled from last month, so that's why we wanted to go ahead and put that on to see how you wanted us to proceed.
Well, we can table it again.
I don't see them changing their
I
stance.
don't either.
And I am conflicted on this because on one side, I do not like this proposal at all because it is nothing like what was presented to us 1 year ago, much less 1 month ago. On the flip side of that, without telehealth, how many students are not going to have medical care?
Right.
It's an absolute no-win situation. But with that being said, just the way this has changed in such a short period of time, I don't like it. Don't like it at all.
What's your pleasure?
I'll make a motion that based on what our discussion has been here just very briefly as well as in the work session, that we reject this proposal and basically give it back to the administration to go back and possibly look at doing a rebid of this proposal sometime later this year, possibly from the time school's up to sometime over the summer. And let's take a look and see if we can get a better proposal than what was presented to us.
All right, how's the rest of you feel?
Agree, I'll second it.
All right, we got a second on that motion. Any other discussion?
I mean, I'm like Mr. Griever. I mean, it pains me to know that we've got kids that are not getting medical care.
Mm-hmm.
But it also, at the same token, I do not like what was proposed to us from ballot at this point.
Well, yeah, what was proposed this time?
The problem with it was
Proposal.
the original proposal would have been local providers at the hospital, so
That's
our
great.
kids would have been
Yeah.
seeing our people right here, and it was a fantastic proposal.
I mean, it was.
But this,
Ain't.
No, it's not.
Ain't nowhere close.
There's no. I mean, because, I mean, that leaves us to the whim of, I mean, we could have a provider from St. Paul to Morristown.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
and I mean, plus also the cost has to be a factor. This would be the urgent care platform, which puts the urgent care copays in for not just our staff that would use it, but the kids that have insurance. That means that these copays could range from anywhere from $45 to $75 to $100.
Yeah.
And, you know, that defeats the purpose of this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's not like it was.
No, it's not.
Not good. Any other discussion? We do have a motion and a second. So call the roll, please.
Ms. Brown,
Yes.
Mr. Griever,
yes.
Mr. Robinson,
Yes.
Mr. Walker,
Yes.
Mr. Long.
Yes. Tina?
The school department at the end of February was 57.9% revenue received and 57.1% of appropriations expended in general purpose, 28.88% of revenue received and 43.62% of appropriations expended in federal projects, 41.53% revenue received and 55.08% of appropriations expended in central cafeteria, and Head Start was 35.91% revenue received and 41.02% of appropriations expended for the month of February. Sales tax collections continue to look great.
They do.
The collections that came in during the month of February were $193,150. These were up $46,253 from the same time last year. And just from last month, they were up $17,750. And then property tax collections for the month of February were $917,527.
And we're down a month before, sort of averaged out.
You said it would.
Yeah.
Was-
You said it would.
Yeah, always do.
Well, I mean, February is this February's figure?
Those
Yeah.
actually, they come in February, but they're
That's
probably
actually the January.
from January.
So that's January.
On the
That's
sales
actually
tax.
the January collect.
So
What
Fe-
we received, the data we received later this month is actually February.
February, because February was, I think, cutoff day.
It was.
Yeah, so, I mean, anybody have any questions for Tina? She likes to talk, so we'll. Okay, thanks, Tina. We have two public comments. We got one from Cassie Timms from Long-Term Recovery. So you're, have the floor.
So I'm just here on behalf of Long-Term Recovery Group to let you guys know that your caseworkers and social workers are doing wonderful by getting in touch with us to let us know about the individuals that is needing homes. They contact the parents, give them my contact information, have them to contact me directly. We've helped several kids in just this year alone. One's fixing to move in their home. So we've done good, and thanks to you guys. We do want to give you guys our brochure and invite you guys on the 23rd. We have community meetings every other week. So the next one will be on the 23rd at 6 at the Long-Term Recovery Building.
And that is?
Beside Food Line.
Beside Food Line.
Mhm. So I'm gonna give these to you guys if that's okay.
Okay.
There you go. You're very welcome. Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Thanks.
And I forgot to tell you, about 3 minutes, which you didn't take yet. Amanda?
Yes.
Weinbarger?
Yes.
Okay.
Good afternoon, everyone. Some of you know me, some don't. Angie, Dr. Simcox, Chad. There are a few things that need to be addressed. I will say I have obtained and contacted my attorney. There has been misconduct and HIPAA violations throughout that have not been handled. I do have other parents that are worried about their children's safety at Laurel. They are afraid to come forward. Unfortunately, I am not, and I do have the means to move forward. So that being said, there was an incident with Chase being bullied at a banquet. He was assaulted. He looks really scary, I know. This student is a child of an employee. They are being protected. Chase then was blamed for things that he had not done in order to protect that student. Again, the complaints from the other parents also come from that same particular student. That being said, Chase was not only kicked and punched in the face, but held down and choked hard enough to break 2 of his chains. Not on school property, there were school teachers aware. They were there. Only children saw it. This tends to be an ongoing trend. There was another incident at school. I signed an incident report. It was the same child where he was chased and then clawed in the face. I was told in a meeting that it never happened, that they had no record of it. Well, I did most certainly sign an incident report. So I'm wondering what's happening to these records. I'm shaking because I'm mad. That's your kid. Do you know what you feel? These parents are afraid for their children to be at that school with that student. And there are other things going on the school buses. You know, these kids are afraid. And why he was singled out. And he is an easy target. He's not going to hit back. He was raised better. He knows better. Now, I'm going to say this. I looked back at November 14th of 2024. Can anybody remember that board meeting? I want you to really think. Can anybody remember it? You do.
Mm-hmm.
My kid will not be a statistic in this county at all. And when it comes to him, I mean business. It's not funny. It's not okay. These parents, I had one parent, that had enough nerve to write a letter. And still she is afraid for me to read it because she knows that her kid will be singled out. So I am hesitant to read it because I worry about her child. I pulled my child out. Now, I appreciate everyone that has listened, but the listening stopped somewhere and it failed to be addressed. I was set in a meeting where Chase was blamed and said that he antagonizes her, when in fact I know that is not the truth, because he is not the only one. I appreciate the fact that you guys are doing a great job in all these other facets. You know, they should be recognized. But my child should not have been singled out should not have had to be pulled out of school, out of not only teachers putting him in a bad spot, giving him bad grades, telling straight A student, A's and B's, exemplary student, all year. Then I go to a meeting. Now, I will say Mr. Taylor has been left with a dumpster fire, 100%. That is my opinion and mostly fact. That being said, you cannot play devil's advocate when it comes to those things. You protect your school, I understand that. But what about my kid? What about these other kids? Because the same kid is doing this to the others. Chase just happened to catch it worse that day. Bad enough that I had to file a police report and show pictures. Then I had a counselor sit and tell me in the same breath that she couldn't tell me what Chase said. Then in the same breath, once again, said that he was having night terrors and that he was unsafe because that particular child, the sheriff's department did take action, and as soon as that happened, then they tried to turn it around on me.
17.
So that is a HIPAA violation. You do not share information. Even though I signed that paper unless Chase was in the room and said, you can tell my mom that. That is a HIPAA violation. She should not be employed. Period. You hired her. She is contracted through you, correct? She needs to not have a job. Period. Again, these people are afraid. I am not. I have the means to move forward. And I will. And I mean that with all sincerity. I am more than unhappy. These parents are more than unhappy. It was kind of the last straw. And let's just push the other things aside. You and I have had many conversations about other things. I think some of them were resolved and some were not. As far as the administration that is no longer at Laurel, there were no repercussions for her misconduct, besides the fact that she wasn't there and that kind of was an out, you know. She's not there, so it's not a problem. She still gets paid, you know, and she still committed a HIPAA violation from sharing IEP laws. You know, she broke an IEP rule. She shared it with a substitute teacher and many other parents. I don't know why these things get to a certain point and then they stop and they're not taken care of. Again, I don't want to show anger towards anyone, but I want you to think back about that person. I think about their kid, and then I think about mine. Then how are you going to feel? You keep that kid in that school. What if something happens to them, one of those other children, because of that kid? And they don't come out of it. Or they go home and decide they're not worth it. Then what do? Do you say, well, we tried? Nobody's doing anything. And like I said, it was turned around on me, and that I do not appreciate. And again, that was done, and that was done under a HIPAA violation. And the fact that I know that it is just not true. So, that being said, I think you have a copy of the parent letter. Do you, I think I gave 2 copies. That is an anonymous letter. If you guys would like to read over that, I can read it aloud if you like. I do not want to put that parent in jeopardy because I think people would probably know whom that parent was. And again, there are others that are not willing to speak out. They won't even write a letter. So again, that is where I stand on just the general situation. I have contacted state about the misconduct. Again, my lawyer will handle that part of it. As far as this goes, that's gonna fall on you guys. That is part of your district and your school system. It's not happening just at that school, but that is a huge problem in that school. Not only do you have staff there that are making children go home and cry every day, but you have children there that are putting other children at risk every day. Every day. And there is not a thing that has been done about it. So I chose to pull Chase out. And I don't think it's fair that I have to rearrange his life. As a special needs child at that, schedule is a very important thing for him. He enjoys his socialization, but not when he's coming home crying every day. These other kids are coming home crying every day. And it's a shame that their parents feel like they can't walk in here or give anyone a call and say, this is what's going on. Because they know that there will be repercussions. Because I've received them. Chase received them. Chase's grades dropped from A's to D's in a matter of weeks. I turned in a packet of work where he was sick. He had a note from his immunologist. For the entire week, I had made sure he did all of his work, even his IXL. I turned it in to Patty. I handed it to her myself. They gave him zeros across the board. Understandably, they cannot like me. I don't care. But when you take it out on a 9-year-old child, that is pathetic. Now, when I questioned where his work was, I finally got a response that they had found it lying around the school. Now, if I had sent it with Chase, for sure I would have believed that it was lying around the school somewhere. That's why I personally hand-delivered it myself. So it's a huge problem at that school. And that bullying is not just at that school. But that particular student is an issue. And it's going to end up being, unfortunately, a bad situation for someone else's child. It won't be for mine. But I'm going to fight for mine. And I'm going to fight for theirs if they won't.
Thank you for bringing it to our attention.
Of course.
Director's report.
Okay, just want to give you a little bit of facility upgrade. There we go. A lot of this you've seen. The ag shop is completed. I did share this at board retreat, but I know that the community hasn't got to see the completed picture, so it is completed and there's equipment in there. The Corporal William C. Mosier Memorial Building, there's the cosmetology. Really, really excited. We had a meeting yesterday and it's coming along quite well. The meat processing facility, you all have seen these, but I know that the public hasn't, so I just wanted to share that. And again, it's coming along and scheduling kids for classes down there next year, so we're really excited about that. Just wanted to share a few of those. I do want to say thank you to Mountain City, Roan Creek, and Doe. They provided us with jackets. Thank you all so much. We love those. Thank you to the FFA. They have provided everybody with strawberries, so please don't forget your strawberries, and they are selling strawberries. So we want to thank them for that. I do want to say congratulations. He could not be here tonight because he is actually traveling with the robotics team who is on their way to state. But Brian Taylor, we did interview him, and he will be the new principal at Laurel effective July the 1st. He's the interim principal right now, but he will be the principal for next school year, so we're excited about that. And I just want to say Happy Easter to everyone. We won't see you before Easter, and we will be off the Good Friday and Easter Monday. That is one thing the board has never taken away, so we appreciate that, and I hope everyone has a very happy Easter with their family. And that's all I have.
Okay. Mr. Walker, you have anything?
I appreciate what everybody does every day.
Okay. Holly?
Well, I got a phone call this week from school number, so I thought one of my kids was sick. Needless to say, it was Jacob's, and I can't remember her name, second period teacher, which was very heartwarming. This is a positive note. She was like, is this Miss Brown? I was like, yes. And she said, I want you to know that you have one of the most respectful, smart, intelligent kids that participates. I have no problems with. He knows when to cut the funniness out. And for a parent to get a phone call like that makes you feel like you are doing something right when you have weeks that you struggle every morning with two boys that don't want to get ready for school and get out the door, and you're arguing with them, and then you get that call. It's just, I'm thankful that the teachers, principals, assistants, the lunch ladies, custodians, janitors, everyone plays such a positive role. And my kids have never once come home and complained about school, and I'm very grateful for that. I hope every kid has that experience. I know they don't, but I am thankful for our teachers and everyone in our school system.
Okay.
Education's a thankless job. I've said this before. At literally every facet, from substitute to janitor to teacher to principal to director to board member. I just think it's always important we remember at the end of the day why we do what we do. And it's for the kids. That's it. Not egos, not pride, not personal vendettas. It's for the kids. Every single decision we make, at the end of the day, how does this affect the kids? And I appreciate people who do that. I really and truly do. It means the world to me. I know it means a lot to the community too. So thank everybody for that.
You know, I'm like, the comments that Holly and Chad, we all, and even Ed have made, that, education, especially public education in this country now, is a facet that is slowly being undermined, well, I guess very quickly undermined by efforts of politicians and things such as charter schools and some of the vouchers that, I'm firmly against. And, it means a lot when we hear positive things that are being said about public school. And, that's more of what we need to hear, because that's what, I think the educational foundation of this country is based on. It was based on a free and appropriate public education. And that's something that I'm going to fight to see that we always keep as long as I sit on this board. And then on a side note, I have a question for Mountain City's elementary's principal and assistant principal. Are you all crazy and want to take those kids alone to Dollywood? I know that. And I commend you for doing that. I really do. I commend you for doing that. And I've said enough.
Y'all have done that for what, 30 years? Something like that?
Maybe longer than that. I didn't go to the city that Miss Wills did, and some of the older students here went when they were in school.
I think
Well,
I have to don't wanna tell everybody.
We're the
'cause
same
I
age.
hate it too.
I'm sitting here like,
I just had to throw that out.
Okay. Do thank y'all for all you do. Appreciate it. Does anybody else have anything else? Need a motion?
I make a motion, we adjourn.
Got a motion to adjourn. Adjourn.